February 20th, 1987, 30-year-old Roxanne Wood and her husband, Terry Wood, went out for the night to a bar, then later a bowling alley in Niles, Michigan. Terry stayed behind, but followed Roxanne to their home approximately 45 minutes later. According to police records, Terry arrived at home to witness a chilling discovery. His wife, Roxanne Wood, dead with her throat slit, as well as head injuries from being hit with a frying pan. When police arrived, they found no signs of forced injury. Authorities found the sheath of a knife inside the home, but the murder weapon was never found. Credit to the police department and detectives for having a dive team search nearby Brandywine Creek, but to no avail. The knife used to kill Roxanne was never found. Initially, at a press release, Michigan State Police did not identify a suspect, but made a point that the killer may have not been related to the victim. Terry Wood, for years, was reported for a long time considered the main suspect, but professed his innocence for years. No evidence was ever linked to Terry Wood, and he was never charged for the murder of Roxanne Wood. With no suspects or new leads, the case has been cold for 35 years. It wasn't until February 2021 investigators received a tip from a credible and reliable source that 67-year-old Patrick Wayne Gilham should be looked at as a possible suspect. One problem, there wasn't any evidence linked to Gilham, and he did not have any DNA on file. An unknown DNA was found on Roxanne Wood, but subsequently, there was never a match. Students at Western Michigan University shed new light on this case with a fresh set of eyes with their cold case program. Students are able to work alongside Michigan State Police to obtain hundreds of files from investigators to digitize and review. One student said that Roxanne Wood was the very first case they looked at. Remarkably, while examining the cold case file, the students determined a DNA sample from a suspect may very well solve this cold case. After a few weeks of surveillance, 4 months later, Patrick Gilham's DNA was discovered through a public discarded cigarette butt recovered by detectives left outside of Gilham's home in South Bend, Indiana. The cigarette butt was sent back to a lab in Grand Rapids, Michigan for analysis. Through extensive research and several DNA testing techniques, a positive match was made from the DNA left on Roxanne Wood's body to Patrick Gilham. Thinking back, for 35 years, Terry Wood has been thought of by many as the primary suspect and now cleared from any involvement in the murder of of his wife, Roxanne Wood. South Bend police then brought Patrick Gilham in for an interview about the murder of Roxanne Wood. Gilham denied going to Michigan other than work or having friends in Niles, including dating any women there. He also denied knowing the street where the Woods lived on, but said he knew two people named Roxanne at the time, but neither matched Wood's description. After being shown the photo of Roxanne Wood, he told detectives he didn't know her, but when told the woman was assaulted, Gilham began to breathe rapidly and show noticeable signs of nervousness. Detectives said his hands began to shake as if he was holding them up. Gilham terminated the interview and told detectives he wants a lawyer present. Nearly 35 years to the day, Patrick Gilham was charged with murder at his home in South Bend, Indiana, for the brutal slaying of Roxanne Wood in 1987. Gilham's residence is just 10 miles south of Niles, Michigan, where Roxanne Woods was killed. With charges of open murder and breaking and entering of an occupied dwelling, Gilham is awaiting extradition to Michigan while being detained in St. Joseph County, Indiana. Gilham's bond was set at $500,000 as he awaits for a preliminary examination. One of his neighbors said she was surprised. Quote, "He was a nice man, and he shoveled snow from the sidewalk by my house recently and declined any money." She said maybe it was an accident, since it happened 3 decades ago. Terry Wood was obviously emotional for closure, as anyone should be. Just stop and think for a second. For over 30 years, people think you killed your wife and got away with it. You're the number one suspect, and eventually the real killer gets captured. That's self-vindication from years of allegations and rumors. That had to take a toll from Terry Wood. Knowing you're innocent, people think you did it, and the real killer is somewhere walking around free. That's hard to deal with, and none of us would ever understand exactly what he was going through and how he feels. Western Michigan University student Mackenzie Stoneman said, quote, "We could just let the detectives know that, hey, there is a piece of information that you guys may want to look back into, or there's more that could be done with this. The evidence that did break this case was just another piece of information like that," Stoneman said. New update. Patrick Gilham, 67, from South Bend, Indiana, pled no contest to second-degree murder Friday, March 18, 2022, agreeing to a minimal sentence of 23 years in prison. Closure for Roxanne Wood's family, to say the least, is gratifying and unfortunate in this horrible situation. Please hit the like and subscribe, as well as the notification bell for more videos and updates. Stay tuned for more crime reports.